Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sop. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yashua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akins, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo Hebrew. Ka Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Ha Rokah Kwadash Mahama. In the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder Hawan. Salutation to the Akins on the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, first before I start the lesson, I want to say Salakia, because I did a lesson on the lockdown of the internet. And they mentioned something about August 3rd, and August 3rd already passed, but I'm pretty sure they're still going at it to see if they can bring it about. But just in case, it's what I heard. I looked into it, but didn't find much about it. I just heard it in the YouTube from two different YouTube people. But anyway, now something is going on again. Something always happening in this wicked world, right? It says here that over 150 million people warned. Okay? The title of this lesson, Fear Thou Not, for I am with thee. Let's pray a little bit and then we go into the scripture.
Warning us, deadly weather outbreak races east, sparking the ring of fire threat. And the wildfires in California. Gifford Fire becomes California mega fire, forcing thousands to evacuate. Now, I don't know if you guys know what's really going on, but the United States is going to suffer a lot of wildfires, and they're continually growing. They ain't going anywhere. We've got some states, like California, that could burn completely up. And whether or not you've got a fire next to you or not, you're going to be breathing in toxins. Time of preparedness and awareness is now. Important information that affects you coming right up. Hey guys, my name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. And if you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most important, news and awareness that affects you, be sure to start this video off with a like, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date, and let's begin. All right guys, this is all happening now and stuff that you need to know about. I'm gonna tell you what's going on, how it's looking for the entire United States, and how all these toxins in the air are gonna affect us. I don't think that they're telling us the whole truth when it comes to the severity of wildfire smoke in the air and you breathing it in. But first, I've never shared this with you. Speaking of fires, if you guys do not have one of these in your home, I know I'm speaking to preparedness, prepped type of mindsets out there. Now, if you do not have one of these things in your kitchen, it's vital. Can't afford not to. This is us teaching our kids what to do in case there's even a stove fire. He's pretending that he's cooking. We light a napkin on fire. He goes to the cabinet door, grabs this thing. It's so easy a kid can manage this. Pulls it out, shakes it out, heads over to the stove, protects himself, and then blankets the flames, protecting himself at the same time, and then realizes, wow, that was dangerous, but I just took care of the problem. Now, in most cases, a lot of people haven't thought through this. A grease fire, whatever, gets out of control really fast. People's homes burn down.
I gotta let it play.
Realize a lot of fabrics nowadays are like polyesters, fake fabrics. Women's hair, flammable, very easily.
Did you hear that? He was talking about the clothes, fake artificial clothes. Crazy, huh? Salakia.
Get disastrous. Now again, our friends at Sierra Madre, family-owned business, gave us a special link just for our community. And like I said, if you guys don't have one of these for camping or for at home, like I always say, you can't afford not to have one. Anyway, the link will be in the description and the pinned comment for those things. Check out the sweet deal. Look at this map. This is a live photo of all the crazy fires going on. They make those Canadian fires look small, but they are gargantuous. Worse than that is the smoke that we're dealing with. This is actually live black carbon column mass density due to all the smoke from the wildfires. Folks, we'll get into it, but the toxins in this stuff. is so much more worse than they're telling you. Here's another map. They're saying it's from space. Vertical integrated smoke. You can see how much of the United States this is covering. So sometimes you're not getting the oxygen you think you're getting. I would say that's covering over 50% of the United States. Quick recap on the California wildfire.
Haven't had a lot of rain recently. There's the Gifford fire, 21% contained and over 100,000 acres burned, and that number just continues to grow. We're going to watch also not just the Gifford fire, but the Canyon fire, as we just talked about, nearly 30% contained and just over 5,000 acres burned. Close proximity there to Los Angeles, which of course is making the air quality a tough situation. Now, air quality today, where you see those lighter blue colors, that's low air quality, but then we get into the gray colors. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. So if you have heart and lung disease, the very young, the very old, and also unhealthy where you see those purple colors, that's for everyone.
All right, folks. You see all that light gray? We're going to get into this in just a second. They're not telling you everything. Now, small parts of the West Coast there you can see are clear air, probably because the air is moving from that direction. But the entire United States, all those counties, all of those states still have the light colored gray. And I'm going to tell you what's in that in a minute.
Everyone, so you really want to avoid extended periods of time outside. The wind, not necessarily our friend with the pattern that we're seeing right now. Winds picking up into the afternoon, where areas like Santa Clarita, over into Edwards Air Force Base, we could see wind gusts eclipsing 30, 35 miles per hour. Now we see the winds, they die down through the overnight hours, and then they pick back up again as we get into the hottest part of the day. You see some of those winds, those stronger winds mixing down from the higher levels in the atmosphere, making the firefight very difficult. But it's not just California. We also have areas like Utah, Colorado, up into Wyoming, all under a red flag warning, and that is for not only the extremely dry air, but also just the dry conditions in general and the wind speed.
So I can hardly with YouTube. Give me a minute.
Si haces esta oración dentro
Warning, and that is for not only the extremely dry air, but also just the dry conditions in general and the wind speeds.
Look, folks, we got a lot going on, and it ain't getting any better. That ain't all. They're saying deadly weather outbreak races east, sparking the Ring of Fire threat. Check this out. And when I'm done, I'm going to tell you about what's really in the air.
More wind, more hail today. Isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out, stretching from Green Bay, Milwaukee, all the way down to Colorado and the western side of Oklahoma and Texas. We still see more action for the Quad Cities, where you too have had some flooding this morning as well. Milwaukee, another round as we head towards 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. While that's happening, we've got this.
So I'll stop it right there. As you can see, that promotes a lot of bad breathing for all ages, right? It can cause all issues of body problems. And the question arises, right? All this fire that's going on, what a coincidence that they're also building smart cities, right? So what a way to take the advantage to bring people to leave the country, to lose their land, and move into the city, right? And at the same time, bring the population down, of course. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Give me a minute. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. You know, as all this is going on and things are going to keep getting worse, when you really look at it through the lens of Scripture in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, this goes out to the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds, right? It's to push and to get all of us aware who you're going to trust, right? Are you going to run to Egypt for all things? Are you going to run to Egypt to save your life? That's where we're heading at. This how close things are getting. Verse 11. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Right? Because, you know, number one, the people in power, the Edomites, they don't want to let us go. They can't. Okay? How you think they make their wealth? How you think they're going to stay in the level that they are? So they want to upgrade all of us and still keep us in slavery. Slakia. I want to go to, jump to verse 14. Fear thou not worm Jacob. No, they change his name as Israel as well. And ye men of Israel, there you go. I will help thee, said Yahweh, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Right? So the Edomites are doing everything and are going to do everything to keep chaos growing, getting worse and worse. Right? They don't want none of us to be thinking and trusting that name Yahweh. They don't even want us to be saying that we are the true Hebrew Israelites. Huh? They don't want that. Right? Anybody else can say it. But as soon as the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds come out and say it, they have to stop it. Okay? It's a bad, bad word. We're committing a crime just by saying it. Deuteronomy 31. Give me a minute when I go to Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for Yahweh thy God, he it is that do go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. On top of that, they're promoting that what they call that health wearable device, right? Now we don't know what else it can do. We don't even know the side effects of wearing something like that, right? Will do to any age, okay? Let alone trust them with putting a device like that on us. I want to go to Matthew 23. Give me a minute. Verse 4. Yes, 4. Surakia. For they bind heavy burdens and grievances to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulder, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. Right? So they're talking about that everybody should, put this on them, right? Just like when they came out with the first shutdown, take this or else, right? So we're getting to the situation of life and death, right? What they call that catch-22, then if you do, then if you don't. But we have to put our trust in Yahweh Shai when it comes time that they want to put stuff inside of us. That's where we have to say no, 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 right? Because it's getting to a point where they're going to start first with the wearable device, okay? Which it says to monitor and to help you know what you can eat, right? But that's another device for them to say to keep track on in your situation, to put it in those terms, right? Since people are not going too much to their sorcerers to begin with, and then they can come up and say, well, you need to take this or else, right? Since you accepted taking this device, then you can say you have to take these things also, right? And again, we don't know what else it does, what else mapping, recording, or what advance of these devices can do to any of our body organ parts. That's what I want to say. I want to go now to Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. And Slakia that I speak in that manner, because if I spoke directly with the words I wanted to say, they have deleted before in the past my whole page for speaking in direct terms, okay? Matthew 10, verse 28. And fear not them, Salakia, which kills the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So it's not going to care who we should really fear, right? Because if they've already been poisoning, polluting the air, the water, the food, the clothes, the money, right? Our people, okay? So, I mean, we're still alive thanks to Yahweh Shai when you really look at it, okay? I want to jump to verse 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him would I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Right? Verse 33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him would I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Okay? So, we are getting closer and closer, right? For them to do a reset, a shutdown, a lockdown, whatever term or word they're going to use, for them then to bring that mandate MOTV, right? The charagma. Because the main concern is that they have to move rapidly to turn people into cyborgs so they can, Edomites can go and hide in their bunkers and have the people who are cyborgs fight Yahweh Shah when he comes back with the host of angels. Psalm 23. Give me a minute. Psalm 23. Let's start with verse 1. Give me a minute. Here we go. Yahushua is my shepherd, I shall not want. Verse 2. He makes me to lie down in green pasture. He leads me beside the still waters. Verse 3. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, thy comfort me. Verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Verse 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will draw in the house of Yahweh Shai forever. So, they got to remove these beliefs, us speaking in the internet about in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? To our people, the so-called Negro Slavic and speckled birds. Because remember, 2/3 of our people are going to be left behind because of their stiff-neck ways, right? But after the second death that they will go through, they will come back to the new kingdom as babies. They're not going to stay in hell for eternity, burning for eternity. Okay, that's the lie of those 501c3 incorporated Christian churches that belong to the Edomites to begin with, their belief system. Okay? I want to go to Psalm 41, verse 3. Give me a minute. Yahushua will strengthen him upon the bed of languishing, of illnesses. Thou will make all his beds in his sicknesses. Yeah, because, these Edomites, man, they are throwing everything, and what they're about to unleash, okay, is only what we have seen in movies and TV, right? The technology that they're going to unleash upon the whole world. So, we're saying that, I'll leave it with Jeremiah. Oops, what happened here? Jeremiah chapter 30, I'll start with verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee. I will heal thee of thy wounds, said Yahweh Shai, because I call thee, where was that? Oh, 17, second. Call thee an outcast. Yeah, that's what they say. Saying, this is Israel whom no man seeks after. Right? They've been teaching us that we're nobody. Right? Nothing but slaves. But now that we have been called, been awoken to the truth of who we really are, boy, they have to turn that off. They have to stop everything, right? And they have to, start bringing population down. It's crazy, huh? I want to jump to verse 19. And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving, and the voice of them that make merry, and I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. Yeah, we're all over the world, okay? I mean, we're not just here in America, we're all over the world. So now that the Edomites got this technology that was given to them by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, of course they're going to use it for wickedness, right? But only some of us are going to be allowed to be caught, right? To be beheaded, to be thrown in FEMA camps. You see? Not all of us. I want to jump to verse 22. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. Verse 23. Behold, check this out. Behold, the whirlwind of Yahushua goes forth from fury, a continued whirlwind. That's the chariot, okay? It's going to get everybody's attention. The wicked, right? The heathens, okay? And the 2/3 of our people are going to say, oh my God, it shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. Verse 24, and I leave it with this. The fierce anger of Yahushua shall not return until he has done it, and until he has performed the intents of his heart, of his mind, what his father Yahweh told him to do. In the latter days, ye shall consider it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the Edomites are getting, already with technology, right? China has massive drones and robots, so they're all ready, okay? But they're not really ready for what Yahweh Shai is going to bring with the host of angels, right? Because what we see right now that the wicked are showing us of what technology they have, well, Yahweh Shai and the host of angels have 10 times, 100 times more advanced technology, okay? And the whole world is going to see how advanced and how powerful it is. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say, Shalom.